Hey everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Who's sick of this Mercury retrograde that has just ended? Me. So I had spent the morning with my internet service provider trying to figure out what's wrong, and we still haven't really come to a really good conclusion. But what we think we have to do is we have to get it on, connected to the Ethernet. I think it's going to be the only way. And for that, I have to get an adapter for my new computer. So I'm going to do that, and we hope that the new system will be up and running by Thursday's show. And we can go through all this again.
I just raised my hand because Angel Rivera said, raise hand if you're glad Mercury's gone. Yes.
So there might be some buffering there. It's weird because we're not seeing the messages here on the old computer we saw on the new one. So we don't know. But we figure there'll be some delays in buffering, but it will not be as bad as with our other computer. So
I'm watching your monitor over there, and it doesn't look like there's any flickering going on.
yeah. So before my thing would stop, we just think that that's the only way to go, and we're getting there finally. But oh my goodness, this has been crazy. And I'm kind of stressed, but I'm going to do my best for you guys today.
Thank you, everyone, for being here, and
Oh, Esoterics!
happy birthday, Esoterics.
Everybody wish Esoterics a happy birthday. And I know this might cause some burbling in the room too, but she is a birthday girl, and we're going to put her at the top of the list today. So that'll just avoid that problem. We know there's been some list shakeups because basically when we started with the new computer. But the computer was just messing up so bad right from the get-go, we knew we had to switch out. So we know that the chat is probably messed up. Now, Jenna mentioned she made a copy of the list. Do we think we should go with that, or what should we do? Should I just take it in the order I have it?
Well, let's take her list maybe after we do our birthday guest today.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll go from there.
Okay, why don't we do our birthday guest, and then we will hash out the list with everybody else. And Esoterics, for your birthday, I have a special reading for you today that I did for Gina on her birthday. Oh. It's the birthday wish spread. And I'm just going to kind of show as much of it as I can here. It looks like a birthday candle, a lit birthday candle. Perhaps just start over. I think we will, Jenna. I think we will. But Esoterics is first. And so I hope you didn't have anything, in mind. And you know what? I'm gonna eliminate the collective reading today. Because it will take up more time, and I want to make sure everybody gets their readings in. So let's see. For Esoterics, I'm going to bring, I just brought down a deck of cards. It's called the World Spirit Tarot. I'm going to use those today. This is the backs of them. I think it's from 2001. And it kind of looks like woodcuts a little bit, redone woodcuts. This is like the image on the box. So we'll be using that deck for Esoterics reading.
That's right, Cheryl. Everybody that's come in will be added, so don't worry, you'll be added.
Hang in there, everybody. Hopefully this will go a lot smoother than the last couple of live streams. I'm going to shuffle them up.
What did you say when we were switching the systems? You said, Back to the Future.
Or something like that.
And we're doing great here. Thanks for asking, everyone.
We're a little frazzled because of all this tech stuff, but we're doing great. Hey, I put out you want to put up the promo for my Material Matters, Mr. O?
Yes, earlier this morning, the maiden voyage of Banshee and her new weekly program, Banshee's Material
Go ahead and shuffle while you talk.
Matters, your weekly tarot keys to success in business, education, and finance. That premiered this morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on our YouTube channel. So check it out if you have a chance.
You know, you don't have to come. You know, I will be there for the first few times premiering it and talking and chatting with people. But in the future, feel free to watch it anytime, and you still can. But I do it on Sunday mornings because I want you guys to be prepared for the week ahead, the work week ahead, which is traditionally, you know, Monday through Friday. So hopefully you'll do that. Okay.
Today being late doesn't apply.
That's a great excuse, esoterics. Not a problem at all.
All right, here we go.
So here we go. Card number 1, esoterics, is the lessons you've learned in the past regarding, I should have had you make a wish. But anyway, have something in mind. The lessons you've learned in the past regarding what you desired. And you have the 8 of Cups. Because, you know, birthday candles are all about blowing out and making a wish. And so the 8 of Cups was really, you know, it seems to me that the lessons you've learned is you need to aim higher. And not just on a mundane level. You know, you need to aim higher on a spiritual level. And that was your goal. You know, you might have left some of your more mundane concerns aside to move on into more higher spiritual areas, or in your mundane life into areas that brought you more fulfillment.
In your own way, esoterics, you're really on your own road here. I mean, there's sort of always that sense of that. We realize that we're all fellow readers, or a lot of us here are, and that we're sort of all working with the same kind of gestalt of some sort. But for you, this is for you. You are clearly on your own road, and it is a road to spiritual betterment.
Hey, Mandy, we're doing a special reading for someone first. The list has not even been filled out yet, so don't worry. We'll get you on it.
Hi, Mandy.
Card number 2 is about the recent past, the last 3 to 4 months. You know,
Hi, Terry.
what's been happening in the past in relation to your wish? And for that, we have the 2 of Cups reversed. That's interesting to me, esoterics. Maybe you've had to break some ties. Maybe you've had to cut some cords, in order to pursue your dreams.
It could also just say, too, that in pursuing your dreams, you've had to work maybe a little bit harder to keep trust and harmony going, and that maybe it's not always as easy as it may look.
Very good. Very good. And the future trends, what do the next 6 months hold for you in regards to your desires and wishes? Okay, that is the Seer, and that is the Page of Cups.
Ah.
So the Page of Cups,
It's a good card for a water sign.
Yeah, that's right. In the next 6 months, you'll be using some of that watery, creative energy, inspirations, maybe coming from dreams and messages, and synchronicities that you're getting.
It is a card of intuition and poetry, and so I guess what it's saying is this is coming in the near future, right?
Yes, next 6 months,
right.
Actually.
So this is just saying you're really going to be keen into more intuitive stuff, but also, too, maybe from that poetical point of view, that semi-philosophical point of view, you're going to be expressing that more. You're going to be expressing your truth more. So maybe in the next 6 months, your voice is going to reach further even.
Wow. And so then card 4 is the obstacles to overcome in this next year in order to obtain your wish. Or ways, you need to obtain your wish. Well, it's the High Priestess reversed. And so I'm wondering about this as far as obstacles go. Do you want to take that on? I have a thought, but I want to see if it's going to jive with yours, for one.
It's possible that maybe one of the obstacles would be when you feel there are some things you can reveal, some wisdom you can share, and when you possibly feel some wisdom that person may not be ready for it, or that maybe it's not really as valuable to them. Now, you could invert that too a little bit and say that this is about the obstacles, that maybe some of that's within yourself too, that you're thinking there's wisdoms within yourself that you just haven't found yet, or that you're not quite aligned with, and so maybe that's what you're going to be working on in terms of an obstacle.
Well, I almost like that one more than what I had to say, but
why, thank you, Banshee.
But But I was thinking in terms of, what obstacles to overcome as far as your obtaining your wish goes. And I think sometimes you have to know when to trust your gut and maybe when you need an outside opinion. that maybe your gut is leading you in the wrong direction. Maybe it's tainted by, what you desire, and sometimes if we desire something so much, we want to make it happen no matter what. And so we're a little tainted when we're, as readers, when we're reading for ourselves sometimes. So maybe you need an outside opinion occasionally.
Sounds reasonable to me too.
Progress made towards achieving your wish by year's end is card 5. And it's the Seer of Pentacles reversed. I'm sensing here that there may be some delays, some little setbacks. In other words, it may be taking longer, to obtain your wish. We'll see what the final card says. But it just seems like there might be some obstacles and blockage, and some of it may be due to material matters, like finances.
Maybe, but I'm seeing it maybe being more along the visionary line of maybe that just by this time frame, there may be some things that are just a little bit more cloudy for some reason. Like maybe there's just some little momentary blocks in what your vision is. Because to me, a lot of times, the Page of Pentacles is also somebody who is a visionary type. They may not be the same kind of visionary that the Cups one would be or the other ones would be, but there's that sense there that they're probing, that they're seeking something. They're maybe more philosophical than the Cups, although I sort of see those qualities there in both. But this is saying maybe there's some blockages there that you're going to incur, or maybe it's just telling you to watch for what those possibilities are too.
And the outlook for getting your wish by your next birthday. We have the moon upright. That's a really interesting card in that final spot there. I almost wonder if it means it's to be determined, that maybe, we can't give you that information yet.
Well, sometimes I just feel that in general, despite some of the other things about the moon and tarot, that there is a sense of fortune that, that it translates to some degree into some of the other oracle cards. The moon is always about the sense of fortune, the sense of future. It does often apply maybe more specifically to a romantic future, but it not always really. And to me, I think the moon sometimes is really about finding out things. Maybe it's about finding out things about yourself. So when you're looking at this idea about things that could be things blocking you, maybe that's that resolution, is that you are moving into this insightful period where you will be addressing more issues within yourself that you want to evolve.
Well, and also I feel if this is about something that's related to the psychic work or, the tarot work, I think this is a positive outcome, in that regard, that the likelihood of you achieving that is good. That's what we have. This is the birthday spread, so it's good for a year. We will be offering this spread as part of our Patreon levels, I think. Patreon, when we set that up. But we're doing some of it now for our friends that are having birthdays. It's a great way for me to test some of the spreads that I've created. So I hope you enjoyed that for your birthday, SO. I'm going to throw some Lenormand for you right now, and then we will go to our list.
Alrighty.
Getting it together. Hello to everybody joining us late. We had a couple setbacks today,
You're
but we
welcome.
think
Thank you.
the stream will go a lot smoother today.
2 more esoterics.
So there you go. You have the Stork. And you have the Letter. Seems to me some kind of news, and maybe this is through, letters these days, I really feel could be either physical or it could be, electronic. And it seems to indicate a change, something that's going to spark a need for a change in something important to you. This is not necessarily good or bad. I mean, from these cards, I'd like to think it's more good than bad, but to me, there's a very neutral tone here. So I can't really tell you other than the fact a change is coming.
Well, I almost feel like it's about paperwork that maybe you're waiting on or that you see coming to you in this overall time period, like there's something being invested or something happening, something being built, and this paperwork, whether it arrives electronically or otherwise, is about this birth or this project or this thing happening. So it's something you're probably waiting for and is just coming down the pike.
The seer is pages, by the way. Seekers are
More
knights.
of a page, yeah.
Sibyls are queens, and sages are kings in this deck. I have this down this time. And thankfully, I think those are the only things different about this deck. I like this deck. I haven't used it that much.
Hi, Waylo Firmino. Hello again. And we are in the process of getting our list together. We had a little bit of a startup problem, and we've just completed a special reading for a friend of ours. So we are now going to create our list. So hang on there. We're going to call everybody that's there.
Yep, just
And
give
thank you for
me
joining
a
us,
second.
too.
And we're going to go with what we see on this stream
Yeah, we're
page.
gonna
I
go with this page.
apologize
Start
for
all
anybody
over.
who came the first time before we had to switch computers. And holy moly, I'm back at the beginning here. Okay, I see Acel actually is first on this list. Then Angel Mary. And then Jenna. You came in at 3, Jenna. And then Divine You. Divine You, you're right up there, so don't go far. And then KC. And then we have Gaurav Sharma.
Down. Kayla Talent.
Looking, yeah, there's Kayla. Thanks for coming to my stream. Thanks to everybody who's here who came to my Material Matters earlier.
Or have viewed it.
I
Angel
see
Rivera.
Angels after Kayla. Angel Rivera.
And
I keep going. Let's keep going.
we got Esoterics.
Gaurav I have. Okay.
January
Jen-
Girl, I think. Keep going.
I'm looking. Yes, I see January Girl. And keep going.
Violet
Let's-
Ann. Hi, Violet Ann.
Hi, Violet Ann. Welcome. I see Violet Ann.
Then Cheryl Ibanez.
Cheryl. And I think that's it up to, we have somebody
No,
else.
Mandy, Egg Lady.
Oh, no, Egg Lady.
And Terry, I Ride a Broom.
Terry.
And Pragya.
Pragya.
Oh my goodness, it's such a list.
Wow, we have a list today, but we are going to work hard to get everybody done.
And then Joelle. For me.
Yep, and that's
And
it.
that's it. Okay, let's get busy. Holy cow, you guys. We love it. You
Well,
know we
that's
do.
15. That's about an average. So when we got esoteric done, which I'm really happy to do, we are ready to go, people.
Okay, so let's start with
The decks.
Acel.
Do you want to know what decks we're using?
Sure, I got the Crow Magic Tarot. That's the Page of Coins from that one. Nice little leopard there.
We have your question, Acel. We'll get right to you.
And then I also have the Nefertari's Golden Tarot, and that's the Sun from that one. And then I have a Rider-Waite Tarot, which I don't need to show because everyone knows what that one looks like. And you, Bench?
Was Gina here? Did I get her on the list?
Yeah, she's third. I thought you put her on third. There she is.
And I have Jenna.
Oh, I thought you said Jenna. I'm sorry.
Oh, is Gina here or not?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I just want to be sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay.
Let's get going.
So today, I'm sorry, I haven't told my decks. I'm using the World Spirit Tarot by Lauren O'Leary is the illustrator of this deck. And by Jessica Godina is the writer. And then I have the the Shadow with the Spirit Within Tarot, which is by Christopher Butler. And then I have the Totem Animal Tarot, which is by Eugene Smith and Aber Weatherstone. And then, of course, I'm using the same Lenormand decks I have been using, the Healing Light Lenormand and the, let's see, and then this other one, which is the Mystical Lenormand. And we're good to go, seriously. Okay, so Acel's question. Who's coming towards me in love this year? Your deck? Okay.
All right.
No mermaid deck today, Mr. O?
No, I thought I'd swap it out for something different.
Okay. Well, it has been a crazy week.
And Mercury retrograde. Ending today, tonight-ish. Oh, I'm so thirsty now.
Reading for me for the date. It went well, but we ended up missing each other when we first tried to meet up. Yeah, didn't we
remember
talk about some issues about that, Violet Ann? That there would be some kind of snafu? So maybe it wasn't as bad as we thought it would be because it went well, but I remember that.
Probably time differences and stuff like that. I'm not sure. Hi,
Sonny is back
as usual.
and trying to push his way, have his way.
Alrighty. Oh my.
What do you got?
Well,
Yeah, interesting about that.
Two of Cups upright. Six of Coins reversed. And then the Three of Wands reversed.
Well, this is interesting. So the question was, who is coming in love?
Right.
There's a
Someone
Two
may
of
be.
Cups upright, Asel. So I will say one thing. Something's happening.
Yeah,
The
you're
Two of-
definitely harmonizing.
The
with
Two
someone.
of Cups upright is about partnership and sort of a bonding process. So I think that there is definitely going to be something happening. The Six of Coins, what do you think about that?
Well, it might represent somebody who might have some different kind of stance on material matters. Like maybe they're a little more happy-go-lucky. They're not as concerned about taking in wealth. They're more interested in sharing it, maybe. That's the Six of Coins reversed. Then with the Three of Wands reversed, yeah, it sort of sounds like maybe this is a slight more fun, casual relationship, because the Three of Wands maybe is a person who maybe they're not exactly into a normal work experience or a normal career or things like that. There's something a little bit offbeat in a way. Like maybe they're...
Well, they might be somebody who's, if they're not in between jobs when you meet them, they might be somebody who has changed jobs a lot or changed focus a lot in their life. I feel what he's saying about the Six of Coins here, that it's going to be somebody who is very generous, a very generous natured person, but also, that maybe they're a little bit careless with their resources too. And it might be because, they hop around jobs a little bit. But I do think this Two of Cups here is more indicative of the fact that a relationship is coming. This card is just really saying that.
I think it's more casual, not that it can't get more serious, or not that it might have truly committed depths, but that there's sort of this funnish thing about it, because this Three of Wands to me tells me that maybe this could be a person that's not terribly concerned about where their path is going in life. They're not terribly concerned about how well they're invested in the future. They may consider themselves lucky. Maybe they just sort of have this happy-go-lucky feeling. So if I had to kind of go out there, it's like maybe they're a wealthy person's child or heir or something like that. And so money is not necessarily one of their big issues in a way. Isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah. Well, this is very interesting. I'm not sure what this is going to tell me. Maybe a couple things. So we have the Path card. And we have the Rider card. And basically, this is kind of interesting. I mean, if I thought about the Rider card a little bit here, as far as the type of person you're going to meet, you might meet somebody in the field of communications in some way. It could also be somebody who maybe moves around, their job moves them from place to place a little bit. Think about a journalist, maybe, for example, somebody who moves around from, areas to do reports, somebody who has to move around. Could be a messenger. I mean, there's any number of things associated with this card that I could think of. The other thing is maybe you'll have to travel or meet them from a distance. Maybe this means you could meet them via the internet. But this also means that, you're going to get a message that's going to put you on a path, I think, towards this relationship.
Right, I see that too, and I can't really add much more to what Banshee saw with those cards, but I just sort of feel like I said, the overall parameter is this is kind of a little bit more of a happy-go-lucky kind of person, and or the way this relationship develops. It's not horribly serious. It's not that it's unserious. It just may be like a funner relationship than we have goals of getting married, etc. It's like you're maybe more willing to just go with the flow on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we have for you, Estelle. I hope that helps. And that answers your question, Jenna. We were on Estelle, the first reading after esoterics. So now it's Angel Mary's turn, and then
Jenna's
Jenna's turn, and then Divine You, Casey, Gaurav, Kayla, Angel Rivera, January Girl, Violet Ann, Cheryl, Egg Lady, Terry, Pragya, and Joelle.
So we are looking for Angel Mary.
And it's there.
There it is.
Wow, everything is moving so much better on my old computer.
Oh, shut your mouth, Banshee.
We really can't figure it out. If the Ethernet does not solve the problem, which it should, I'm going to have to talk to Apple. I'm just going to have to go right to the source and talk to them. Because according to my internet provider, everything is well.
Yeah, if any of you all are on Twitter communicate with the Banshee over there, if you know anything about Max and some of those parameters, maybe you might want to drop us a line. If not, we're still working with people. But yeah, the weirdest thing, it just mostly, in my opinion, seems like this software is not configured somehow, or it just seems to...
I need to pause you.
You do?
Are we going to do this question as the first part is a yes/no?
Yeah, let's do it that way.
Yeah, the stream is working for you guys, and I'm having less problems even on my tablet. There's a slight delay, but that's it.
Who would have thunk? We got a new computer, we got upgraded current software, and we thought we're going to make this thing really look wonderful. And then the last live stream, we went up to 50% frame droppage, and we can't figure out why. And Mr. Monster, our very talented and humble producer, is really very boggled by this. He's not the super expert of Mac, but he does know a bit more about Mac than probably we do.
Okay, the first part of your question, Angel Mary,
Kayla.
I'm going to ask we're asking if this person is a new person. Because if it's not a new person, then it's somebody from the past. Well, I think it's leaning to somebody from the past, believe it or not, here. It says probably no, but this is interesting. We have the Death card here. This might give us some indication. We also have the Page of Coins. This person might be younger than you. I'm going to say that. But also, the Death card reversed. I'm thinking this person is...
Is it reversed?
I mean, upright. Why did I say reversed? It is upright.
Takes two.
So the Death card upright, indicates that there's, and I was going to say the right thing for upright, it's a major transformation this person has gone through. Maybe the person that you knew them to be is not the same person they are now. They've undergone some real life experiences here, but they might be somewhat younger, or they may still have some issues with maturity, and possibly in regards to money or career or finance.
Well, the thing with them too could be that maybe they're a person that struggles with learning things, like they've tried to be more academic, be in college, or tried to be in certain programs where they could learn things, but they haven't always been able to do that. And I'm thinking it's not because they're not smart. It may be more about circumstance. Maybe it's about some of these big changes they're going through or have gone through. Mm-hmm. Hi, Dr. Victor.
I got him. You're on the list, Dr. V. It's
Hi,
a
Lisa.
long list. So basically, and also, let's see, I want to make sure I answered, let's see what we got here. So if he is a new one, where is he coming from? Well, let's do a quickie to see if we can find out about where he's coming from. Well, oh, I guess if he's new. Well, you know what? Let's just see if we can find out just a little bit more about this person. I think that told a lot, but let's just see if we can come up with anything else. Oh, I don't know if it's an ex. I can't tell you that.
But it is somebody that seems to be known from you in the past. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or we think it is.
I saw one of your cards is bent there, Mr. O.
Which
I don't know. I just saw
like
the
an
back.
edge of it or something?
It was like a corner.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
It's always something, but you know, these cards are pretty old. I think I've had them
I'm going to be
for
getting a couple new decks soon.
over 25 years possibly.
There's that card again.
Well, it's
This
a
is
person who's
interesting.
gone through major changes, I think.
This time we got the Knight of Swords reversed. And then we have the Ten of Wands reversed.
Somebody you know that may have been incarcerated at one point but has now come out, maybe? Or somebody who has been sort of isolated or not with most people?
And then we got the Death card again. So really what I could say is whoever this person is, they have really changed themselves. They have gone through some major stuff. And the Ten of Wands reversed seems to be like they are in a little bit of a better place now. It's reversed, and so what it means to me is that some of the burdens in their lives, some of the struggles and problems that they have are easing now, and they're better able to, you know, move forward. But the Knight of Swords reversed indicates to me that maybe they still have some issues with making decisions, the right decisions for the right directions they need to go in their life.
I'm sort of feeling like maybe this is saying that they're coming out of some situations that maybe have had legal repercussions with them, judgments, things like that. Maybe they were somehow out of the picture, but now they're coming back. This represents a person with a big change going on in their lives, as I see, and that maybe they also too feel that there's redemption going on for them, that maybe what they're trying to do is redeem themselves from some things in the past.
And I'm thinking I don't know why, but I'm thinking they're either an earth or an air sign. I'm leaning towards air sign, but
Yeah.
I can't really get a better beat on it because you did have the Page of Pentacles last time reversed, and you have the Knight of Swords now reversed, and so I am thinking they still have some work to do on themselves. They've made some major positive moves, but they still have a little bit a ways to go. That's the best we can do for you right now, Angel. I hope that gives you something to go on. But let me do a Lenormand for you real quick and see what we get there.
I think we have you on the list, Lisa. You were just before Dr. V.
I don't. I didn't see
Okay.
Lisa come in. So I'll get you on the list. Thank you for that. So I'm holding up here the, it's like the man card or, you know, another person. And number 12 is the messenger. You might meet this person or reconnect with this person if it's somebody from your past through social media or through some of your friend connections, whether it's through social media or from your past. It seems to me that there is some talking involved among friends of some sort that's going to reconnect you with this person.
Yeah, so if you've been out of touch for a long time, if they've been out of the country or wherever the heck they have been out of your environment, it looks like maybe somehow they have been looking for you for whatever reason, and somebody is probably helping connect you. So you may want to be aware of that.
And that's what we've got. Interesting reading, Angel. Good luck. Good luck.
Good
Hey,
luck.
Jenna, you're up.
Hi, Jenna.
Jenna is up, and then Divine You, KC, Gaurav, Kayla, Angel Rivera, January girl, boy, I wrote bad here. Violet Ann, Cheryl, Mandy, Egg Lady, Terry, Pragya, Joao, and Lisa, and Dr. V.
You want to use your deck for a general reading for Jenna?
A general reading for Jenna? I will use this one, Shadow Within.
The Shadow Within. And that was the one
and
you
I'm
used
sorry,
on Material
it's the Spirit Within. I call it Shadow because it's got all these silhouettes on it. I think that's why I keep making that mistake, other than my old age setting in.
Thank you, Angel Mary, and we are grateful to have you come here. Thank you so much. Especially putting up with us with our software and hardware conniptions.
Well, we're getting there, but I think, but I'm not really sure. I'm sensing they're
You're
right
welcome,
about.
Jenna.
I'm really thinking just hooking it up directly through an Ethernet cable is going to solve it, but we'll see.
Yeah, so we have a little bit of logistics, like do we get a long enough cable, or do we try to move some things around to have it closer to this area?
Cables everywhere, cords everywhere, makes me crazy.
But it's just one more set of cables, because I mean, we're hooking up, 2 camera cables, a microphone cable, to the computer. So it's just another cable to set up, just a 4th one, really. I know, I make it sound so easy.
Nothing has been easy so far.
Yeah, and I know somebody was talking, Violet Ann or somebody, and it was like, yeah, the last couple of weeks have been so crazy for me keeping with schedules because I was more or less abruptly called back to work for my final 3 weeks. So then everything kind of went on hold with what I might have been trying to do. So we'll see if we can work things out again. Alrighty.
Yeah, this has been a crazy for me. Someday my Mercury retrograde story will be told. That's all I can say for now. So really, we have the Knight of Wands reversed. And then we have the King of Pentacles upright. And then we have the Strength card reversed. So, Jenna, this is just a time where, you got to take a little extra care of yourself. And make sure that that's the Knight of Wands, right?
That's the Knight of Wands.
And just make sure that, you try to minimize stress in your life. Because if you get too stressed out, you're going to lash out in ways that could make people upset and take you the wrong way. And, it could disharmonize relationships that you have. This is a general reading, but I'm kind of tying this card here into the Strength card reversed, because I sense too that also if you let your stress levels get out of control, like in this next month, you're going to do your health a disservice, and you don't want that. You might overeat, you might do some bad habits because the stress is getting to you.
I think this card tells me, the Knight of Wands, that, in this general time period, you just need to remember to trust yourself. If you feel pretty confident about what you believe in and where you're going, just trust yourself. There may be some little things along the way that will make you feel like you're doubting yourself. Nah. But this one is kind of interesting to me, the King of Pentacles, because I'm thinking it's just saying, also keep in mind your own personal fitness. This is a person,
Yeah.
When I looked at it, I thought like he's doing that weird exercise with the chair. He could be just taking it easy too. But I'm thinking like maybe this is just saying don't forget to, run your body a little bit. I'm not saying go out and run, but do some things to keep physically fit. It's a really, important time right now to not get too sedate, because life has really kind of slowed down, and you don't want to slow down to the point where you're not able to respond to it.
Yeah, well, you know what? This is kind of tying into what I said in a way, because the way he's sitting in that chair, kind of laid back and relaxed, it's kind of like he's not stressed out. Everything is cool. And so this is the kind of thing you have to emulate in the month ahead. You have to keep your cool. And like he said, you have to take care of, your physicality and your body. And I think that ties in with the Strength card quite nicely right there. So make this month the focus on making a better you physically.
And right, I definitely don't want you getting heat stroke walking around out there. I saw your comment.
I saw you kick the camera.
Yes, you saw me kick the camera. So, just do things that you can do easily at home without, getting you don't want to do that, so just you don't want to get sunstroke. It's really hot out there.
Yeah,
You know that.
some days.
And hey, Casey, Kellyo, I had an okay week. I didn't get quite as much done as I wanted to. I know she thinks that.
No comment. Hey, it's his first week off. He deserves to savor, having nothing to do, but there's plenty to do around here.
She says that now.
So, so Jenna, you were asking if it's a good reading. It is a good reading in a way because it's talking about the focus being on you. And as long as you put that focus on you and keeping yourself fit, it should go well.
Yeah, and it did cool off a little bit. It cooled off here in Michigan too.
Just for a day or two, and then it's back up there.
Un poco.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna pull a Lenormand for you now. That's great. I wish I had 77 today.
Yeah, I think we're like about 83 today will be the high.
Okay. That's not too
which
bad.
is not bad. It'll be like that tomorrow, and then we start really going up again.
Yeah, ours is going up tomorrow too, Jenna. All right.
All right. So here is the bouquet. This is definitely the bouquet in this deck. And the Stork card. We've been getting the Stork card a lot. This could be you buying a gift for somebody who's pregnant. This could also be you getting a gift that could bring, bring a change to you in some way. Something that will maybe, help you with some hobby or something that you're working on. It could be something that will make you feel really good about making a change of some sort.
I'm just going to go with that because I don't know for sure how I feel with that. I feel
Yeah.
like the bouquet is a gift and the stork could mean something new happening. So yes, it may be, I think you're extrapolating, but I like that.
The other way is that the change could be a gift. Right now, maybe there's some particular change you need to make that could, be very beneficial to you.
I think she knows what it is. It's about that inheritance she's waiting on.
Oh, yeah.
So this does sound good.
Yeah, Jenna.
And even if we want to apply that with the King of Pentacles, despite everything else, the King of Pentacles really does talk about a sense of material benefit in your life. So this could be also indicating that that's going on too in your general reading. Not clear that it says absolutely you're getting it now at this time, but it seems like it is going forward. So maybe you are getting it soon. Who knows? I hope that works out for you.
Yeah. Good luck with that, Jenna. I
good
think that's probably it in a nutshell, and it will be coming, I think.
She says 8 weeks or so.
Awesome.
Very good.
So, Divine you are up. And then KC, Gaurav, Kayla, Angel Rivera, January Girl, Violet Ann, Cheryl, Egg Lady, Terry, Pragya, Joelle, Lisa, and Dr. V. Oh, I hear you. I feel you. Believe me. So you want to know your energies between your boss. Are you concerned you're going to be part of that, or you just want to? Do you want just like to give us to give you a general work outlook to see if it shows up there? We'll focus on your boss. We'll see what it says. But I'm going to be looking kind of at your career, I think, and what's going on. Or your job, I should say. Do you want to use mine again? I'll use this one.
I got a deck right here.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
No, go ahead.
And I got
Sorry.
the Nefertari. Whoops. And Divine does want the one you mentioned.
Okay. Lisa, we're going to, you're near the bottom of the list, so it's going to take a while. Did I shuffle? No,
You're
I
welcome.
did not.
You're very
Welcome, Jenna. Wow, what a great turnout today. Thanks, everybody. Much appreciated.
And it's especially appreciative because the last 2 sessions, at least, we were having such problems. We figured, people are going to start
They're going
not
to
showing
abandon
up.
us.
They're going to leave.
I know.
But they didn't.
So please like the page as well. That helps us a lot, so we'd appreciate that. Or like the stream, I should say. All right, let's see what we get. Well, this has been kind of a trying time for me too, and I've got some things going on. I'm just going to say that. It's a time that's trying a lot of people.
So we have the Eight of Cups upright.
Yep.
We have the World upright. And we have the Page of Wands reversed. And just my immediate impression was like maybe you are going to translate to something different. Like it's not really a layoff, but maybe they might try to pull you into something different. This could be a way of keeping you from being laid off. I'm only saying that because the Eight of Cups looks like a journey away towards a different value system.
Yeah,
But the World sounds
ahead.
like a sense of something being perfect or completed. Like maybe this is part of a process, like you're moving towards this thing which will kind of finalize something. With the Knight of Wands, though, mostly looks like a message that maybe is not exactly pleasing. It could just be saying that there's some delays to what you're waiting on. Like maybe this wouldn't happen in an immediate time frame. Like maybe they would tell you it's going to take months before this happens.
Well, as far as your boss goes, I feel that, if they have to make this decision, this has nothing to do with your performance or what you do. It's just one of those business things that they're going to have to do. It seems like they're very pleased with you. If I had to, like he said, he went one way, but the other part, the elephant in the room here, is that this could also indicate you moving on. This could indicate a move away because the Eight is upright, and that often can mean that. And if I look at that with the Page of Wands, that is possibly, you're going to get some bad news regarding a job that is going to make you move on. But if that's true, then I would also say that you could move into something else that will be far more successful. However, I want to say, what he said has a lot of validity here. It is possible that they are trying to figure out a way to move you into something else. And it might be, when places have layoffs coming, they consolidate departments and move people around, and they may be able to move you. What it'll probably mean, though, is more work and stress. And maybe that's where this card comes in. So I'm throwing those two options out at you, Divine You. It's kind of either or situation here. But let me throw the Lenormand and see what they say.
Nothing here really looks like a dramatic stab in the back or something like that. It just looks like maybe there is some sort of sense of things going on, though, in the background a little bit, but not entirely. Like maybe they're going to, make a suggestion to you. You said you were having a meeting soon, didn't you, about this?
Well, it seems to be the week for meetings. So I can say. So it was last week.
Alrighty.
All right, let's see what I've got. There it is. Well, nope, that's something different.
The Anchor.
Yes. Yeah, I'm kind of concerned a little bit here. Now, keep in mind, the Anchor is a stabilizing influence. It's usually meaning you're staying where you are, that things are good. But the card I have that kind of defines it is the rope and the whip. And what does cracking the whip do? That kind of means sudden change is coming. Sudden change is coming of some sort to your security.
So it may be that things are going to really be kind of active, but you're probably going to stay more or less in place is what it could be.
I'm not so sure about that.
Oh.
I like what he said. Like I said, if it's that scenario where you stay, but this means to me, because this is counteracting that, that means there is a threat to your security, some jarring change. So That's what I'm thinking. Or it might be that even if you are moved and shifted elsewhere, how stable do you feel about that at this point in time? You might feel insecure in the new position that you're put in. So that's why I'm giving a little bit of wiggle room to either possibility here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. And we are in the Detroit area, if that's what you mean, Divine. But also, too, Banshee is in the academic library biz.
Yeah. So, anyway, there's
All right.
problems everywhere right now. So, and I didn't allude to anything yet. So, stay tuned. I cannot say a word. So, Divine You, that's what we have for you. I wish you luck, success. And, you had the world in this reading. And I really feel in the end, you will you will get back on your feet again.
I believe that too. And
However it turns
Eight of
out.
Cups looks like it's a journey that maybe you have some doubt about it, but you really are going to a better place. And so I think that place is something that the world might represent.
Hey, well, Angel, we'll have to talk someday. Commiserate away, but now is not the time. So anyway, Casey, you are up.
You two could write a book together.
I could. Casey, you are up, and then Gaurav, Kayla, Angel Rivera, January Girl, Violet Ann, Cheryl, Mandy, who is also Egg Lady on here, Terry, Pragya, Joelle, Lisa, and Dr. V.
The Shadow Within.
Oh, absolutely. For the week ahead. Okay.
Way back in the day when I worked in a public library the first time, we were kidding ourselves about if Arthur Haley wrote one of his epic novels, The Library, and then the promo tag would be, can I say it?
Go ahead.
The books were stacked, and so was the head librarian.
Okay.
It was the 70s.
It was the 70s. Gaurav, you will be next. We're doing KC right now. And Cheryl, you are still a ways down the list, I'm afraid. You've got about 4 people in front of you yet, Cheryl, after Gaurav, after KC, well, after KC. Yeah, okay.
Oof.
But at least I got a list. All right.
The week ahead.
Wow, 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 Casey. What do we start with? It's the Wheel of Fortune. And it's that devil, but he's reversed. And we have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So, wow, very fateful week it seems like for you, KC. The wheel seems to be on the upside. That's a positive note. And, it might be because you've been able to overcome some things that have been really restricting you in some way. Whether they were personal habits or things of yours, something was holding you back. But those things are releasing now. And I think that, the universe is responding in a positive manner. The Eight of Pentacles reversed just says to me that, you're going to have to put out more effort than maybe you thought. Put a little bit more out there, and may not be that easy at first. You're going to be struggling with that a little bit at first.
I agree with the luck stuff happening. Like maybe some unforeseen events are going to happen, and I think that they translate into an opportunity to maybe address what this card is talking about a bad decision, a decision that maybe was more pleasurable, and then there was a downside to that. Like, oops, I forgot about this thing, and now I've got to pay for that. And that's leading to that, which is kind of saying maybe translation of what some of your skills are to reestablish where you're going with all of that. kind of getting over the bad thing by just reaffirming where your skills or practices should be taking you.
Yeah, I love seeing the wheel all the time. That's one of my favorite tarot cards. It's just me, I'm either up on the upside or I'm down on the downside. There's not much in between where I'm concerned, as he well knows. Let's see what the Lenormand can add to this. I love this deck. If this deck ever starts bending, etc. on me, I may have to buy another one, maybe get one in reserve. I really enjoy using the shadow, the spirit, the shadow within tarot, spirit within tarot.
Oops. And
See, you made me do that too now. So there's the bear. This is really great, KC. I'll tell you why, because it is coupled with, get this, not only do you have the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Clover. This is a real fortunate, lucky, synchronistic time for you right now. And it may have to do with your resources. I always talk about the bear as being self-empowerment, and it is, but it is also about your financial stability and your resources. And this looks like something very positive and lucky and fortuitous is happening here.
I almost get the feeling like maybe what I was alluding to here is an opportunity to revisit another relationship. Maybe it's just an interpersonal relationship, but maybe it didn't end on a great note. It didn't end, but maybe there was just sort of something where you kind of moved in different directions. But I'm getting the feeling like maybe there's a chance that this will reawaken somehow the opportunity, and that maybe you will be showing, like I said, a better side, showing something, showing growth, showing maturity, something like that. And the luck thing. I know I'm all over the place with that, aren't I?
I know. We went from business maybe to in finances to relationships, but I think what is a general reading? So I think, but I think something is really, really going to seem like out of the blue, pure lucky happy circumstance. So I hope it is. We got a week to find out, and I'm sure you'll let us know. That's what we have for you, Casey. Interesting readings lately. Hey, Gaurav, you are up, and I think maybe you posted your question. How will my career be? Do we see abundance?
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to use this again?
Sure.
Yeah.
And don't forget, everybody that's new
You're
or
welcome,
newer,
Casey.
to go ahead and like us. And you're welcome, Casey.
Might be worth getting out of bed. Yes, I think it will. I actually do. Shuffle away.
Hi, so now we do have a list, so we'll put you on the list.
We'll
You're gonna
add
be at
you
the
to
bottom
the
now.
list. I'll go over the list in a minute, so now we'll finish this reading first.
Thank you for liking us.
All right. So what was this again? I have to double check my train of thought.
It was about abundance. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, the job, right? Yeah, career. Do we see abundance? Well,
I see a lot of hard work.
I see a lot of hard work. Exactly. There is the Ten of Wands, and it's upright. We see the Six of Cups reversed. This is really interesting. You see that, don't you? And then we have the Eight of Cups reversed. There seems to be these cards almost conflict with each other a little bit here, because this is kind of like a return to something, and this is kind of like, well, you don't maybe want to return to something. You know what I mean?
So I'm wondering if maybe you want to really change from a career, that there's maybe a career you had or you thought you were going to have, and you really realize you need to get out of it, and part of it is there's a real feeling of oppression there. Maybe it's hard work, or maybe it's just something you realize is not going to do what you want to do.
And maybe you feel you're not getting compensated enough for the effort that you're putting out. There seems to be just this feeling of burdens and a feeling of dissatisfaction, very unsatisfied with where you are right now. And you are looking for something better. I don't see anything here that really addresses the financial issues so much, other than I feel like right now it's leaning towards things not being satisfactory, like you expect better.
Right, and it may be that, to some degree with the Eight of Cups, one way or the other, there's a sense that some movement has to happen. And maybe this is just going to take you longer to find yourself where you need to be going, to what your direction should be. It could also be, too, that maybe you need to think a little bit more out of the box, that maybe you've been thinking about too much about where you have been in the past and thinking that that's a predictor of your future. But maybe you really need to get out of that box and think about other things, to move into other areas that are not related to past associations.
I like that. And actually, that makes a lot of sense to me here, because it seems like, some of your experience with what you have been doing has not been totally satisfactory to you. There are disappointments and there's a weariness about it, as said here in the Ten of Wands, I think.
I don't want to sound platitudinous, but it is very young, being a young person in the workforce trying to get ahead. And it's always that way, no matter what era. But I think it really is hard right now because there's so much economic turmoil and shifting of things going on there. But most young people really do struggle to get careers going.
So we have the park here, or garden card. And then we have the fish. So to me, this seems to indicate that
all is not lost.
All is not lost. That somewhere out there that I think is still yet to be determined, you may have to find it through some connections that you have, or maybe tips from somebody who puts you in the right direction to get to a position that will pay you more, will bring in more money and finances. The fish is all about money and finance and resources.
It's also, too, maybe about returning or moving or directing movement towards goals, towards situations. And then with that one there, that to me suggests the social arena, the park, right?
Yeah.
So it's saying that maybe once you're guided to interact maybe more on a social level, you will find more corollary people or situations who may be able to help you network.
Yeah, it sounds to me like you need to do some networking.
Yeah.
Or maybe, like I said, find, career connections of some sort. And also, if there are people who are doing similar work as you that or work that you want to get into, talk to them. See if you can't get some tips or clues from them that might steer you on a path.
And see, that sort of gives me a little clarity on the Six of Cups reversed. And to me, what that tells me then maybe is that you may have been looking at your past networks, your past friendships or connections as a way of trying to move you ahead. And that may not be bearing as much fruit for you. You may have to really try to get more into some active networking.
Yes.
Along the lines of what you're looking for, hopefully.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Maybe there's some online social networks, too, you can connect up with. That's what we have today, Gaurav. I hope that helps.
I don't know if this is universal. I know over here in the States, there's a LinkedIn, which is really more about career and job stuff. I don't know if that translates to a global, software, but things like that, you would want to look for that.
All right, so we are on Kayla. Kayla, you are up.
Kayla gave up her turn. She said she had to leave.
Oh, okay.
And she said she could give it up.
Okay.
And we thanked her, and somebody else thanked her too.
Oh,
and I don't think she's here. Kayla, if you're here, we hope so too, Gaurav. But yes, thank you for coming.
Okay, Angel Rivera, that means you are up. And then January Girl, Violet Ann, Cheryl, Egg Lady, Terry, Pragya, Joao, Lisa, Dr. V, and Sonal. And we just hit our first hour.
You're welcome, Gaurav.
You're very welcome. Good luck. I know I pulled out another one of my decks. If you want to use yours, that's okay.
I'm going to switch to my weight.
I'll use this one next. Okay.
And there's our man.
Just a basic temperature check.
Ah.
You know, I almost feel like in my life I have to take it day by day. Maybe that was a mistake not doing that. But day by day, week by week. Everything is so in flux right now, you know, with the changes with the coronavirus and stuff. And yes, we are still going up in Michigan. So it is getting worrisome.
We are on Angel Rivera now. And who's the next one?
January girl, Violet Ann, and then Cheryl. So you've got 3 in front of you yet, Cheryl, but Angel's one of them. So we're getting there. All right.
Okay. Ace of Pentacles reversed. Queen of Pentacles reversed. 8 of Wands reversed. Whoa.
Well, Angel, be wary not to make any sudden moves with your finances this week. Not a good week for that. But it does seem to indicate, you know, when this is reversed, how do you like to read this card?
Well, sometimes I sort of feel like it's a culmination of things. Like maybe somebody took a trip and now they're like resting. They've
You've kind of spent your energy.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the way I was thinking too. And that, you know, I don't know what to say about that. That may not be the way to be right now because the Queen of Pentacles is reversed and the Ace of Pentacles is reversed. It seems like that money conditions, you know, you're going to have to really hang tight to your resources for a while because it looks like, you know, like some places have announced that, you know, there'll be no increases, like everything's frozen. I almost get that feeling here, like there's going to be a salary freeze or there's going to be some kind of freeze on resources that you may have to deal with. And, yeah, you know, there's going to be just this feeling of, okay.
Well, I was kind of wondering if it was possibility that you were starting to investigate, you know, a new car or something like that, or something maybe where there's a little bit of investment potential, but maybe what you're going to find is there's a shift in interest rates or there's certain other factors that might make you say, I'm going to wait a little bit, a delay with that, or looking around to see if there's something, you know, better that you might want, you know. But I just sort of feel like it's about that, like some purchase you might want to be putting off, or some situation that involves money.
Wow, you at least got something. That's and that's pretty bleak. But I do sense that, you know, there's just this stalling here and also some disappointment. So that's why I'm saying be aware of that and, you know, try to take it easy a little bit on yourself because I sense that stress is going to ease and, you know, you're going to find that this is going to be a slower period for you work-wise, but nonetheless, you know, you need to kind of take it easy and bring it down a bit.
There's an old saying I used to hear, bad news travels fast.
Uh-oh.
But this is not fast. This is like the opposite of
Yeah.
fast. So I'm thinking like, it doesn't mean that this is bad news. It's just sort of not the best news. And therefore there's nothing really bad other than the fact that there's delays or reconsiderations about how you want to spend some extra money or where you're allocating things.
Yeah, I see that, you know, he could be right that maybe it's possible some expense might come up that, you know, could deplete your resources too. But if it did, in my mind, it would be something that maybe is not planned. You know, it's an unexpected expense.
Could be. That could be what those are implying.
Oh. Well, after saying all of that, the Lenormand wants to disagree a little bit because here we have the bouquet. And here we have the bear. And to me, that could indicate here that you could be getting some boost you might be getting a gift of some sort that could assist you. It doesn't necessarily have to be money, but it's interesting to me that the bear card is here because that is about resources and finances. I could also see this as being you're getting a gift because of some accomplishment you've done. You're going to be recognized for something. It might be just something really small, but it'll be a little bit of recognition that you're going to feel good about. I think that's what it's talking about in this case, just because the other economic outlook here looks so negative.
Right. This to me doesn't exactly correlate to that, but
Yeah.
I'm getting a sense there too that maybe sometimes, the overall employment center can't give you what you thought you were going to get, but maybe somebody else, a supervisor or a person in your actual division area says, well, let's bring some donuts in and just celebrate that.
Here's a
Or,
little certificate.
Just, it's more from the heart. It's more saying like, we understand.
Yeah. And the bear, aside from it being, about resources and finances, it can also be about personal empowerment, the power that you feel. And because the gift is here, it's something that's going to make you feel good. So it's a feel-good kind of thing.
In a sense, to me, it's kind of like another side to the queen then, like the queen here is momentarily distracted or not feeling the energy, and the bear is the inner side saying, no, you just gotta keep with it, keep going.
Maybe. I
just try to find a correlation.
It is a temperature check, so I'm thinking this might be something that stands on its own.
Alrighty.
That's what we have for you, Angel. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hang in there. Hey, January girl, you are up, and after January girl is Violet Ann, Cheryl, Egg Lady, Terry, Pragya, Joao, Lisa, Dr. V, and Sonal.
January girl, it is truly scary. I can't tell you that I feel happy that I'm not going to work anymore. We were observing precautions, but there were a few people who were a little less stringent about it. I didn't have to really, you're welcome, Angel. I didn't really have to deal with that. But then, now I'm off and I feel like, am I going to still be able to limit or control my exposure?
Well, with me going back to work at some point, that might be difficult. So, but I still think that if I go back, it's not going to be it might only be 1 day a week. So it's going to be more limited exposure, but still it's worrisome.
And we have your question, JG, so we're going to go ahead. And I'm going to use my Nefertari Golden Tarot again.
Okay. And then we'll use my animal one next time. It's been sitting there waiting patiently. Well, it's debatable, January girl, because generally...
You don't have any right now.
If I go back, I will have contact with mail people, package people. I will have contact with people in my department, but there's only supposed to be one person there besides myself. There's going to be fewer people in the library. And at the beginning, we're just going to have lobby service. I may have to occasionally run that desk with the new parameters that we're putting in place. That's where I worry a little bit. That's where there could be more exposure. But for the most part, I'm in a good place.
Okay, you have 3 cards. You have the Queen of Pentacles.
Okay, that's good.
No, I'm sorry. It's the Queen of Wands, which is still good. And she's upright.
Yep.
Then you have the 3 of Pentacles, and that one's upright too. Shiny gold. And then we have the 5 of Swords reversed, which is nearly about the same.
Well, this is really interesting because the Queen of Wands just seems as though you're very attractive to this person. The Queen of Wands is kind of that, has that magnetic personality or something that draws people to them.
This is Jay's feelings for you.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I thought you said the other way around.
No.
Okay, gotcha. So yes, they see. I'm sorry, I misinterpreted
That's
your
okay.
words. They see you as being a very magnetic and attractive person to them. Oh,
I have
Hey.
an echo. No, that means we click.
well, it's an obvious one.
It is an obvious
With
one.
the Three of Pentacles, it could also be saying that they are drawn to you maybe because there's something else that's attractive too, and it may be the sense of artisticness or aesthetics or craftsmanship, how you do things.
Yeah, and sometimes perhaps they think about, you are really above them in some ways.
Yeah, they sort of feel like you should, be praised. With the Five of Swords,
I wonder if that's about intentions.
with the Five of Swords, I don't know if that would be or not. Maybe you should go first then because you know.
I don't. The Five of Five of Swords reversed is kind of a complicated card either way. Is this somebody that you've had some connections with in the past, or is this somebody new? I think I need to know that for this one.
It could just be saying too that maybe they sort of feel like getting close to you is not easy because there's a lot of people around you, and that you're fives usually talk about energy, and so it may be saying like they're trying to get into your inner circle, or they're sort of dancing around it in certain ways.
Well, I feel as though, this might be that they feel like maybe a relationship with you could I'm going to take this more on a personal level with them, Jay. The relationship with you could maybe set some things right in their lives that, it's something that they need, that they maybe have lacked, and that they want to possess.
Right, and I was looking at what JG just said though, and I'm thinking, well, to some degree, they're looking at you as maybe the person who has a star that's ascending. And I don't know if that necessarily correlates to you're going to be richer than them, you are richer than them, you're better off financially than them. But they may be looking at you that way, like your star is more ascendant to them. It might mean something different to them than what I'm seeing there. Like maybe it's just that they recognize something really queenly and strong there. What are you thinking, Banch?
Well, I'm sensing there is definitely an attraction here. There is definitely an attraction. And I feel it's leaning towards, the possibility of getting, a little bit closer maybe.
So maybe the five doesn't represent other people, but maybe they just don't necessarily see how they can get there. I just sort of feel that expresses a level of doubt.
Right. Well, yeah. And that's what I'm thinking is maybe, because of some of their past experiences, maybe they doubt that they are good enough in some way for you. They have some self-doubts as to whether, this
Because
will work out.
in a way, these other two cards almost seem like they put you on a pedestal in a way. And I don't know if that's true, but I guess that's what the cards are telling me.
This is interesting. This is the grief card again. The cross has come up. And it's come up with a kind of a sneaky little card here. It's come up with the snake. And so what I'm wondering here, is this about their intentions towards you? I think what it might mean is that they feel that I think that their intentions towards you is that they want to minimize, that they want to be upfront with you. They don't, maybe in the past they've gotten in trouble with dishonesty, and they realize that if they're going to connect with you, they can't do this. It can't be business as usual, which is the cross. There's an ending to something here, and there's an ending to dishonest, sneaky, duplicitous behavior that has to happen in order for them to really connect with somebody like you.
Well, see, that's funny that you say that, because I
know, doesn't that go with that?
It goes along with the Five of Swords.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So I'm wondering about what you just said as being mostly appropriate here. There's an insecurity in their own mind to some degree.
Yeah.
But yet I think that they sort of favor you. So maybe you need to give them more encouragement in some way.
I think so.
Because maybe they don't feel there's a chance that
yeah,
part of theirs
I
makes
do.
it feel
So
like there's not a chance.
keep that in mind. I think that's what we have for you. We're going to leave it at that, January girl. And good luck with that.
Joelle, you are on the list. We're just kind of
I'll
pokey here.
I'm going over it right now, Joelle. Well, it was a long list.
It was.
So, hey, Violet Ann, you are up. And then we've got Cheryl, Egg Lady, Terry, Pragya, Joelle, and then Lisa, Dr. V, and Sonal. So, Joelle, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people still in front of you. But it was a long list, so we apologize, but we're getting there. And we will get everybody done. The week ahead for you. Alrighty. Get my totem animal tarot here. Yeah, guys, I think it's wise. Let's take this thing week by week because everything keeps shifting and changing. I feel like going back and looking at our yearly forecast that we did a video of and the coronavirus ones and just see what's happened and maybe where we can do some other readings based on that to see what's going on to the end of the year now because things have shifted and changed a lot. Not necessarily for the better either.
I think Mr. O forgot to eat lunch.
I think I did too.
I'm suddenly hungry.
Wow. Well, I'd say emotions rule this week, Violet Ann. We have Temperance. Temperance is reversed. But then we have the Four of Cups, and that's upright. And we have the Six of Cups upright. And so it seems to me, that you're going to be journeying into your past a little bit here with the Six of Cups. You're thinking about happier times, happy memories. You might be giving this a lot of thought, according to the Four of Cups here, because the Four of Cups is maybe taking a step back a little bit this week and doing some meditation, doing some ruminating, really deciding on a course of action. Maybe you are deciding, is there something from my past that I need to revisit and maybe maybe make a change, do something connected with your past in some way, something that you used to do with the past, maybe a relationship from the past is a possibility, because right now it just seems as though you've been going through a period where, that you've been a little bit stressed and troubled a little bit and worried about things. Temperance is out of balance, so I think we've got that to consider here, and that's maybe why you're wanting to take a step back this week.
Well, I'm sort of feeling that the six correlates more to the Temperance reverse just a little bit, because I think the idea is that maybe this is not necessarily bigger past. This might be more recent past. It could be deeper past or recent past. Mm-hmm. But something is troubling you that maybe you felt it tested your patience kind of thing. And so therefore, it's given you a lot to think about, as they say, with the Four of Cups there. So I'm just wondering if that's what you're dealing with in this week, is recenter things, in my opinion, that have that sense of you're checking yourself. You're sort of checking your reactions to things, your emotional reactions to how you have, approached certain situations, and whether it could be maybe about, whether you've given out advice to people that, help them or not, and maybe there was some feedback loop from that, and so you're just sort of reviewing it in a way.
Hey, Gina, welcome.
Hi,
Okay,
Gina.
I appreciate that. We would always try to squeeze you in, but yeah, it's been crazy today. So, but
We
glad.
literally started with like 16 or
I
17.
know. So glad you came along. We switched back to the old computer today because we're still working with people on this. We hope to have a solution for Thursday now. We're going to try to hook it up with an Ethernet cable, so maybe that'll work. At any rate, what he said is very valid. I still think for some reason, I am connecting the cups together, as leading to this. And I'm wondering too if,
And of course, it's a cup.
and yeah, right. In a sense. I mean, it's so watery. So to me, this revisiting is connecting to your emotional balance and stability, whatever this is. Something, that maybe you're feeling that you are now lacking in your life, that if you revisited something from your past, it could bring you back up to more balance and stability in your current life. Let's see what the Lenormand can add to this.
Yeah, January girl, I think it's mostly true. In my life, I wasn't really, we were close to the public, so I was mostly just dealing with employees in my own workspace. And I mostly sat at my own desk, and people mostly stayed away from me. But it's still just, it had an unreal feel about it, because I can't really, not everybody was buying into it at the same level, maybe.
Well, this is interesting, Violet Ann. It's not facing it. So, I've got the clover, which is very good to get. And then I have the cutting implement, the scythe. Now, normally one might think that, having a cutting implement with the clover means that there's going to be cuts to your good luck, and, it's not a good thing to cut down the clover. But the blade is facing away from the clover. So to me, that indicates that some fortuitous thing, some lucky occurrence, some fateful occurrence may happen that will protect you from, some kind of cutback or some kind of ending of some sort.
Well, I don't know the Lenormand like she does, but I'm thinking that maybe what this is telling me is that the luck leads to a situation where you can find areas to make changes in your life.
The luck is basically leading to you, the luck may come from you cutting ties with something. So maybe it's possible when you are revisiting your past, you might realize something from your past that will make you understand what you need to let go of in the present in order to achieve happiness and stability again.
Yeah. And that explains, the contemplation and stuff.
So that's very interesting. I wish you the best. I hope you have a good week ahead, Violet Ann.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining us. And hey, Cheryl, you are up. We've gotten to you.
No, we're not at your turn yet, Dr. Victor.
So we have Cheryl, and then Egg Lady, Terry, Pragya, Joelle, Lisa, and then Dr. V. Dr. V, you're almost at the bottom here, and then Sonal.
Thank you, Violet Ann.
Thank you, Violet Ann. Stay safe.
Now that I'm off work again, I hope to have more opportunities to visit other people's programs and shows and check in. So keep hope alive.
Ah, yes. As we fight over the new computer now. But actually, he's still using the old computer for a lot of stuff, and we're using it today.
Do I need?
Okay, so Cheryl, you are up. I think
I'm going to type in their name.
she might have posted the question,
think
how
she did.
feels about my crush Denver.
Oh,
So
okay.
we could do this, and hopefully she'll be back.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. Okay,
So I think this is basically about, oh gosh, Casey, are you having a birthday coming up, Casey? Because I want to know. We're going to do that birthday spread for you.
he's into July, later July or August.
I think you've got one coming.
Okay, so let's do Cheryl's question.
Oh, thanks, Gina. Yes, make sure everybody hits the like button. Okay, Cheryl, we're going to do your question, whether you're here or not, so that you can check it out on the stream. That's right, July 30th. Okay, all right.
She told me that the other day because I asked. I wanted to know if you were a July Leo or an August Leo.
A biscuit for
'Cause
Gina.
I'm not sure which one I like better.
Uh-oh.
No, I just find that always.
Oh, there you are, Cheryl. Okay, we're doing your question now about Denver.
You do.
Did
get
you
a
shuffle?
biscuit. No, I didn't.
I've been hogging the cards. Well, that gives me a chance to commiserate again. So basically, it's been a crazy week, and Mercury retrograde has had its wrenches for me, for sure. So, and I can't, it's a very interesting place I'm in right now, and that's all I can say. And that's good and that's bad. And I look at it as a gift right now. That's all I can say.
All right, Cheryl. Ah.
All right, then.
I know the October Scorpios, they don't always pull me in the way. I have so many November Scorpio friends. So I agree with you on that.
Well, okay, so we have the Two of Pentacles, and it's reversed. We have the Devil card in this deck, and it is upright. And we have the Four of Swords, and that is upright as well. And it's kind of interesting to me because I'm not exactly sure how I want to put this one together. I'm going to go over it card by card. I think we should both do
And then
that.
we'll gel.
Yeah, and then maybe
Yeah.
it'll gel. The Two of Pentacles is reversed, and when you're thinking, you're asking about a relationship and how they feel about you. And this is a 2 card, which is a duality. They're feeling a lack of balance. I think they're not... their feelings about you are not balanced right now in a positive direction, but also maybe it's because they have other concerns that they're involved with right now, whether that's another relationship or that's other matters in their life that they need to work on first. There's something interfering and blocking.
Cheryl, I think that means that maybe Denver is questioning their feelings for you in a good way, but I think they're also, like Banshee says, dealing with some other situations that probably do affect.
Just read what Gina said. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted.
Sorry.
Thank you. I just think that they have other thing with this card. It's telling us that there are some business things or some work things in their life that they're also concerned with. So I'm going to move on to the Devil card.
Yeah.
And that may show that maybe they also really feel like there's something that's overwhelming them right now. It may be a bad habit, or it may be a feeling about character. Like maybe they're questioning their own character. Maybe they're questioning your character. But maybe it's about trying to understand their own impulses in a way. And maybe they're evaluating whether their feelings for you or these other situations are valid to them. Like maybe they're not sure if what they're feeling is valid.
Yeah, the thing about the Devil is a funny card. And if I had to relate this to how Denver is feeling about you, it could be 2 things. First off, if he is not showing these tendencies now, then it probably is not this. But he could be obsessed. He could have obsessive tendencies with you. He's either really on or really off with you. It's one or the other. The other one is he could be really preoccupied and obsessed with other matters in his life. The other thing could be, if he's looking at you, this could indicate that there might be some things about you that he is concerned about. He may feel you have some habits or things about your life that he feels are wrong for him or not healthy for him in some way. That's a possibility with this card as well.
There's really a sense of two-mindedness, like they really
Yeah.
vacillate a lot, and maybe that's where it comes from, is like they're just sort of really unsure about some things. So with that being said about, they're looking at themselves, this one
That
says
leads us to this.
that maybe the vacillation says, I'm obsessed, but I also need to deal with it on my own, or really try to, put it in its own container somehow.
Denver is like interested in taking, I don't want to say a time out from it, but he is really at the point of not moving on it, making a decision. He's kind of pulled back into himself, I think, and whether it's because of, not wanting to deal with you now on these matters, or it's because of this imbalance in his own life, he is withdrawing a little bit to really sort things out.
Yeah, that's kind of where it is.
And work on issues. And the funny thing is, if this was really relating to you, people should come out and talk to you about it and not be ruminating on their own. So that's why I'm wondering if it isn't his own issues and problems and, deficits that he feels he has, that he needs to work on first. Let's throw some Lenormand and see if we can't give you a little bit more light on this, Cheryl. Have we lost it completely? Oh, okay, there it is. As usual, our screen is going out on the old computer as we go, but hey, at least the stream is working.
Yeah, we will add you, Libra Cusp.
Okay, Libra, we'll add you. So, but we are getting close. We'll add you and we'll cut the list off right there, I think. So you have this letter card, Cheryl. And you have the anchor card. Now, I don't know if you are in touch with Denver now or if there's no communication. But what I would say is that maybe for your own peace of mind and security, you need to initiate communication to find out where things are. Maybe it's you, or maybe just to keep in touch, to keep reminding him, hey, I'm still here, and there's an interest. So, just in keeping in touch and keeping him, in the mix. Because it does seem like there is something to do with stability and security and getting news out or getting a letter out, getting some information, communicating. You need to keep the lines of communication open to keep things stable.
Yeah, and I see what you're saying there, and I'm thinking you're just going to be the one to have to do that, because I get the feeling like he really is in a semi-reclusive mode.
Place of his own right now.
A place of his own with that 4 there, and so if that is, your intention, to pursue him, then I don't think that there's another person there. I don't feel that. I just sort of feel like they just need a little kick in the pants of some sort. Maybe, they're not necessarily aggressive in the normal sense of men, looking for dates, or he's overwhelmed with some of his problems right now.
Yeah.
Maybe he just needs somebody to talk to.
So I guess in the end, Cheryl, you just have to weigh this and decide how much you want to put up with. Is this worth pursuing? And if it is worth pursuing, then take that initiative. If it's not worth pursuing, then I think it's kind of standing as it's standing right now, because he's not ready to make a move for whatever reason here. And I think we got to leave it at that today, Cheryl.
And we have Mandy's question, so we'll go ahead with that.
Okay.
We are running the clock here.
I got you on the list, Libra. So here we are. We have Mandy, and then Terry, Pragya, Joao, Lisa, Dr. V, Sonal, and Libra.
Clearly,
and we are cutting the list
moving
off with
into
Libra.
overtime. But okay, so Mandy's question is,
Let's see what we have. Well, let's do a yes/no on that for sure.
okay, so this is really, it's your brother-in-law, I guess. Are they hiding stuff in connection with?
Do you want me to use this deck again?
Sure.
And then I'll bring out my World Spirit again for the... And you can, of course, bring out yours next.
Thank you, Cheryl. God bless you
Oh,
too.
God bless you as
I
well.
thought you said goddess bless. That works for me too. Thank you. And Mandy, if you could just explain who hubby is hubby the brother-in-law? I'm not sure if I'm getting that.
It's hubby's brother-in-law is hiding stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, who is hubby though? It's not your hubby. Right?
Well, ask.
I have.
Okay.
Just now. Did you get married and I don't know? Well,
Okay.
we know that we're asking about a person and
Yes.
kind of sort of what we're asking about.
Okay, we'll get it. We'll get it. We're doing the yes/no first, see what's up. We'll see if we have to do something after. We'll see what this says. And of course, we'll always throw the Lenormand, which may have some interesting things to say on that. Oh, I would say there could be something hidden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have literally a positive yes
We
here.
have 3 aces here, so that means probably yes. Let's see. We're gonna shuffle and throw some cards and see what's going on here. I think we definitely need a little more information. Okay. Yes, mine and me and hubby. All right. I mean, maybe it's not as serious as it seems, but let's take a look. Shuffle.
I've been in a family where
Yeah, you know, this is a
things were not
common
kosher.
problem in families. I remember hearing a horror story from one of my jobs that I worked before of a real amazing and, snafu with inheritance. Crazy stuff that families will do to each other. So that
Well, that's
can
like
be...
any episode of Judge Judy or something, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Look at that popped up again.
Oh, dear.
Wow, there's pentacles here, so we got the money in the picture, or property, and there's the 2 of pentacles, and it's reversed. And then we have the 7 of pentacles, and it's upright. And we have the 3 of cups, and it's reversed. So what does this tell me? It tells me there is a little bit of trouble in paradise here. We have some imbalance going on here with the 2 of pentacles. It might be that the brother-in-law is just messing things up. I mean, if he's the one in charge of the estate, I assume, or something like that, he might not have it together.
Is there like a waiting game that he's playing? Like if he waits a certain period of time, will something more likely work to his benefit?
Oh, joint executors. Well, I think it's all about the process here because the 7 of Pentacles is kind of like things are set in motion. It's kind of like maybe it is a waiting game. Like things have been set in motion and he's waiting for some reason.
That's what I think. I think that he's waiting for something to move more in his direction, whether that means it's because other people have somehow left the room, like maybe somebody doesn't want to be in charge of being an executive, or maybe other parts of, excuse me, the puzzle suddenly are not there anymore. Like maybe if properties shift for other reasons, or if monetary exchanges shift for other reasons, and that maybe he knows that. With the Three of Cups reversed, it looks to me like they feel like it's taking too long. Yeah, there's something going on here. Like
I'm
they feel,
sensing actually, because I'm not sure if this is about them necessarily. I think this is about the situation, and it seems like there's a lot of unhappiness and discord right now, and
because of all this
because of
imbalance.
all of the way this is playing out and the way that he is managing things. Because to me, the Seven of Pentacles is about a farmer and how they're growing their crops. Have they done enough work? Have they tilled the soil well? Is everything going to turn out? They feel they've done everything they could, but I think there are questions here about how he is managing things. I think you are right to question that. I don't know if it's a matter of him trying to pull the wool over somebody's eyes as it is that he's not that great a manager.
Yeah, I think that we're kind of keying in on that. So maybe
Oh,
we should do
excluding.
the
Yeah, and so
Lenormand
he's trying to do it all himself, and that's causing the problem. I think right there, that's probably it. Let's do the Lenormand and see where that leads us. Let's see. And when I see that Two of Pentacles too, I am worried about him. That's like the Pentacles are out of balance. Is he trying to get more than his fair share? Is he trying to manipulate things? So I'm not going to rule that out. I want you to consider that as a possibility. But remember, we're only tarot readers. We are not experts in this area. And look at here. I have the fox.
Oh, no.
And I have the mice. Do you want to start?
There's a clever person, or at least in their mind they're clever, and maybe they're trying to hide things. Mice sort of hoard things and pull things away from where you expect them to be. Oh my God, the mice must have taken that. So I would look around. You might have to even get somebody more involved in this.
Yeah, you might have to get,
to
some
look and see
attorneys.
if things are being moved away to their own benefit. Maybe they have found a way to create a shell game of some sort and to hide things so that they're not visible, and then this would cause some issues about whether or not the will's valid, or who gets what, or how it's determined. There's definitely something sensing here that does not look right.
The fox is one of those funny cards because it can be neutral, because
Thank
it
you,
has
Lisa.
good elements and it has bad elements. And if I have to look at it in relation to your question here, there's two ways that this could go. This could be that he's actually very shrewd and smart, and he is trying right now to minimize losses. That would be on the positive. But considering everything else here, I'm a little bit concerned that this could also mean that he is trying to be duplicitous or crafty and sneaky, and he is trying to get more for himself, and that you could lose from his behavior.
We take the vibe more or less from how you give us the question, so we do
Sure.
feel that this is what it looks like.
So what I would suggest is, if you have concerns, which obviously you do, you may need to seek outside advice and
They
express. Okay, good, because I think that will protect you. But right now, that's what we're looking at here.
Willing to
so
bet
your
you're gonna find something.
suspicions are warranted.
Yes.
I can give you that.
You only need to find out. You can always say, I'm sorry, we just thought we were protecting everybody.
So that's what we have, and that's what the tarot has for you, I should say.
And thanks, Lisa. Yeah, it is a long list. I hope we get to everybody.
We'll get to you. We will. We're not adding
We
anybody
will.
else, and we'll get to everybody here.
If they leave when we call, and
And
we'll
some
give them a
might
few
be
minutes,
gone. That's right.
you know.
So, hey, Terry, you are up. And thanks, Mandy Egg Lady, for hanging in there with us. You
Best
are up,
wishes.
Terry.
I read a broom. We're looking for you.
Yeah, and if I write a broom has left, we will move on. Type them in.
Give them a moment.
We'll give them just a moment.
Right, we're literally in our last 10 minutes. There's no way we're not going to go into overtime.
Hey, I think we're going to have a modality messages coming up soon, aren't we?
Yes, that'll be about a week from now, I guess.
I think so.
You're welcome. Aw, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. You know, in
Appreciate
your
that.
case, I hope we're wrong because I really want to see things work out for you. But, you know, take it for what it is. Tarot's a snapshot in time, so you never know how things might shift and change.
So, everybody, I just posted Modality Matters. Check that out. That's our unusual
Modality
and unique-
messages.
Modality Matters. Emotional soul stories. Okay.
We're crossing the streams here.
We hope so too, Kayla. So, Terry, are you with us? It doesn't appear
This is the
you
last
are.
call for Terry. And if Terry's not here, Pragya, get your question ready because you are next. So after Terry is Pragya, Joao, Lisa, Dr. V, Sonal, and Libra. Not so bad now. We're getting down to the bottom.
It's been a long day, and I hate to say it, but if we move on beyond you and then you show up while we're still in overtime, we may not be able to take you because it's been an afternoon. So
Trying to get all this together, the frustration of the equipment, all of that. So hopefully we'll have a solution that I think will work. We're counting on it.
Okay,
It's
can't
really
think about
ironic though that we've run tests where it's worked perfectly. So that's why I'm thinking the Ethernet cable will solve the problem.
and I guess it's Pragya's turn.
Yay!
Pragya,
Pragya,
are you
you
with
are
us?
up. Are you with us? Type the name in.
GYA.
Yep. Close enough. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to...
It's one of those funny things about, the fact that we give a lot of ourselves. We spend as much time as we think we need to with everybody. But because of that, then our last half an hour, we try to rush everybody in. And
Maybe, Casey. I certainly hope you're right.
teething
Because there are
problems.
some things I really like about the possibilities for the future with our computer. But it's just getting there. So hopefully we'll be getting there soon.
I thought they were supposed to be
Okay,
intuitive.
Pragya, we are waiting, and last call for you.
Okay.
We still have a number of people in the chat, so that's why I'm thinking they might be there.
Just patiently waiting for their turn. All right.
Okay, I am going to move on to Joao. Hey, Joao, are you with us? It might not be that bad of overtime after all, Mr. O.
Right, I'm just going to disconnect. No, I'm not.
So we'll give that a moment as well. Oh, I feel like, what was that card? The King of Pentacles, was it? Just sit back.
We have plenty of other content on our YouTube channel. Banshee just did the Material Matters this morning, and I did my emotional exchanges on Thursday for the week Friday to this coming Thursday. And of course, we are on twice a week live, 7 to 9 p.m. Thursday nights and Sundays like now, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Times.
Okay, last call for Joelle. Are you here? If you just let us know you're here if you're typing your question. But after Joelle, then will be Lisa. Hey, Lisa, why don't you prepare your question? Because I don't think Joelle is here.
It's amazing how that list winnows away.
Well, I understand that, but I think 15, 16 readings in 2 hours is pretty good, myself, unless we're just going to throw one card at everybody, and nobody wants that. And some questions take a little longer, we admit. And we had a special reading today for a birthday. Okay, Lisa, you are up. Are you with us? We'll give that a few moments.
I'm hungry, Banshee. What's for dinner tonight?
I don't know, Mr. O. It's going to be a tough one today. We needed to make a shopping trip or get it delivered. We haven't decided. I'm on the fence with going to stores. If we go early in the day when the stores are virtually empty, like at 6 or 7 a.m., and I work, so it's kind of hard. I try to get myself out the door, though, and run to the store before. I feel more safe to do our own shopping. But,
Do you have a question, Lisa? Because we can do your question now if you want.
thanks, Lisa. You are up.
And we do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I kind of like that too. They're never totally empty, but empty enough.
Type your question, Lisa. You are up. We've made it. And thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. Really, I do.
That's very sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, Angel. I know. I would do it. I would get myself up at 2 a.m., when some of the stores were open 24 hours. Sometimes when we took trips, I would do that just so I could get through the store real fast and get our supplies for camping or whatever we were doing. I have no problem with that, but now they've closed the stores down.
So I'm thinking maybe Lisa doesn't really have a question, so we can go to Dr. V, Dr. Victor.
Okay, Dr. Excuse me. Dr. V, are you up for your question?
Dr. Victor. Maybe we'll close out on time because everybody left. And I never know for sure if... Hi there. Thank you. Hello to you too. Thank you so much for dropping in. Thank you. I never know for sure when it says X amount are watching.
I know.
If that's the same amount that's also talking in the chat room, or is it the conglomeration, or is one...
Beats me.
I have no idea.
So, Dr. V, are you with us?
Because we want to get to the bottom of this list here.
I know, and I'm trying, but everybody seems like they're gone. So, Dr. V, if you are here,
I'm going to type in Dr. V's
now.
name, give him a fair sporting chance.
They aren't limiting in the big stores, really. I have not seen any limit signs, but we have now put in place a mandatory mask wearing inside of stores, supposedly.
For the state of Michigan.
For example, I went to my gas station this morning and they had a sign up that says beginning Monday, everybody must wear a mask. Now, how well they're going to be able to enforce that, who knows? But there's supposed to be a $500 fine if you are not wearing a mask.
You're totally right, Angel. In practice, not really. We literally heard that a particular county in Michigan's sheriffs told their officers that they're not necessarily going to be enforcing it.
It's a rough thing to enforce, but you know what? I am getting tired of people, not wanting to do the right thing so we can get through this already. There's no guarantees, but honestly, it could make a huge difference right now if everybody would wear a mask.
We're going to move on to Sonal.
Sonal, are you with us?
I have a feeling that it's just us people that are chatting here now. So.
I know, I'm wondering. Well, I wonder if people have stepped away and they're just not seeing that they're
Sonal.
up. Oh, great,
Thank you
Sonal.
for waiting. We appreciate this.
With my long distance Taurus friend. Okay, all right. Do you want to use, did you use your deck last time?
I don't remember.
Well, let me get out the world.
We used your deck, so I got a deck.
Okay, I'll do this one next time.
Yes, okay. So I'm going to use the Golden Nefertari. Thank you for your question, Sonal.
Yeah, you're almost afraid to do that because the way people shout out and scream at you. I mutter a lot under my mask, I'll tell you that. So today I noticed there was some interesting guy in the gas station who was wearing a mask and gloves, and I have rarely seen that. the double coverage. But he was older, like myself, maybe older than me, and he was protecting himself really well. And then, of course, we had somebody come in who was younger who did not have one. And there was another, I think most people had a mask today.
Thank you,
so I'm
Sanal.
hoping the energy is going to shift. Yeah, not yet. I cut. All right.
So where is your connection going with your long-distance Taurus friend?
Earth sign. All right.
And you are Pisces. So we have our three cards. You have the Knave of Swords, which is the Page of Swords, and that's upright. You have the Moon, which is upright. And you have the Nine of Swords, which is upright. So all your cards are upright.
And some are good and some are not. Actually, only one is not that great. So, at first glance, I'm a little concerned here. I feel that this person, this Knave of Swords, might be in the process of thinking things out and making a decision, and they're maybe not quite yet to reveal it. They're not yet ready to reveal it. The moon is saying that something is yet to be revealed, is what their decision is going to be. And I don't know, this is the card that troubles me. And before I say what I want to say, I'm going to let him go ahead because I want to see what he's going to add.
Well, I think there is a point where you are feeling comfortable enough to want to maybe be upfront and ask that question or somehow relay that information that you're wondering with the person there. I can't say that name, but the Taurus. But the moon sort of suggests that maybe there's some doubt on your own part, or maybe you're slightly worried about whether or not you should do that. Maybe you just sort of feel a dubiousness about that. You sort of want to find out, like maybe that there is no one else that would also be this deep connection necessarily too.
I'm rethinking this a little bit because I'm realizing now when I look at your question, so where is the connection going? The connection is some decisions or communication has to be established more clearly. And the moon upright indicates that, maybe it is time for, one of you two to let you know where the other stands, in the relationship, in this connection. And right now I feel that the way things stand is bringing some disappointment or distress or worry to you. I think this card is really about you somehow.
Right. The idea here is that you do have this deep connection and you are worried about him, as you said that. This card clearly shows that. The Nine of Swords is definitely that, but it doesn't have to be that way. A lot of times the Nine of Swords may represent strong feelings that are out of proportion or perspective. Yes. You may have never actually met them. You may have Skyped with them or know what they look like, but maybe there still is that sense of proportion that's not quite equivalent to the situation. I'm not saying that he does not feel the same way as you, but something's got to give to some degree. Maybe there's a mystery there of why that is.
Well, I think what also the Nine of Swords indicates to me is that sometimes we bring these worries and stress upon ourselves. And so the thing is, why worry and stress when you don't know the facts yet? And more communication really needs to happen. So I think in order to alleviate the worry and stress, somehow, some way, the lines of communication need to open more and be more open about feelings.
This card to me seems to suggest that you would be well to do this in the most tactful, diplomatic way possible, to not look like you're leading with any one particular idea, that you're pushing any of that, that just you're somehow being, yourself in that matter as they would know you.
Let's see if this can tie into what I'm seeing here, or what you're seeing here. See what the Lenormand has. I knew that. Why do I know? This came up on Twitter too. How do you know when cards are going to be pulled?
Because you're psychic.
So here is that darn cross card, the grief card, and for some reason I felt it was going to come up, and maybe it was because of that Nine of Swords. It ties right into the Nine of Swords. And then we have the Lilies card. And to me...
Is it possible that maybe there's somebody important in their life? It's a parent, it's a sibling, it's a close friend, and maybe they've lost them, or maybe they're worried about them for other reasons? Because I'm getting that feeling like maybe a lot of their temperament is clouded right now, and maybe they feel these are things that they can't necessarily say to you, the moon. Like, even though they feel there's this thing here, it's so personal to them, or that they're so unsure of how to relate this. Maybe they feel you would take the wrong impression from it.
Well, I kind of look at the cross being here as, again, this is a lot of grief and worry over something that really is very immature yet and undeveloped. Your relationship, this person is not really there yet. It's just a connection right now, like you said. And so there's a lot in grief and worry over this when it's not developing. And the only way it's going to develop is if somebody communicates in some way their intentions. And I think that's where I have to leave it. I think it's up to, and I think what he said, if Sorab is not coming out with their intentions, maybe you kind of have to nudge it along carefully, encourage it by saying things, I feel really connected to you. I mean, it's okay to say things like that. I feel like we have a real connection here. Do you feel it too? And try to just stimulate and move this discussion further along.
I'm just going to say this because it's sort of true in my relationship. I have interesting relationships with Taurus because I am their opposite, Scorpio, another water sign like Pisces. I'm not saying that it's about an incompatibility, but I'm saying that sometimes the signs manifest their dark side, their twin, that opposite side. And so maybe as a Taurus, he is manifesting some Scorpio qualities, which are kind of like he's closing himself off. I want to go and eat worms. Nobody understands me, that kind of thing. And he's feeling that he can't really talk to you. That's that secretive nature of Taurus. You need to try to get through that if you're interested and encourage, conversation.
Right. I like what you say. I mean, it's interesting what you say there, that we could get married if things go well. Well, how are things going to go well if you've never met, number one, and you kicked the camera?
I did.
Did it ruin us? No, we're good.
No,
we might be a little crooked.
Shifted the view a little bit.
And so that's my point is, how is that going to, how do we move this forward? So,
go ahead.
Wow. So maybe that question needs to be...
You need to calm down a little bit.
I'm out of the camera now somehow.
No, you aren't.
Oh, this one. So maybe the question, you're right, needs to be how we... what does it take to move this to that point? And what does he mean, like, if things go well? Because communicating from afar is no way to really know if you guys are going to gel together. So I don't even know how you could get to the point of discussing marriage if, you never connect, on a more physical level. So that's, I guess, the point, how to move it forward. And I think that discussion has to come up at some point here, or he's playing a waiting game, and the possibility exists that he's looking for something else to happen, and he's keeping you, how should I say this, in a queue or on hold till he finds someone else.
Well, that may be what's going on there, but also too, Sanel, I think you are right. There's ideas right now about the pandemic and lockdown that are preventing this.
Oh, yeah.
But this also contributes maybe to the emotionality of the situation. And I saw the moon there. And while the moon could also represent that there's things that are unknown, possibly a deception, things that he just is not admitting to you, it's an omission of a truth, not necessarily a lie, but there's an emotional possibility here that he's just not able to communicate these things, and that maybe there are some other agendas that he has not communicated. It's really a wonky time for a lot of people. And
Yeah, this is a difficult time right now. So, just see if
keep
you
trying.
can. Yeah, I would say keep trying for now and try not to stress yourself out overly over this because it is very difficult right now. And that's the best we have for you today. And thanks for hanging in there with us. We appreciate it. And hey, Libra Cusp, you are up.
And you are the last.
You are the last today.
How's everything
We have
going?
to apologize to who was it that came in later? Was that Himani or
Maybe it was Himani or Sanjib. And
one of you two? We are not going to be able to get to you today, but we will stop with Libra Cusp today.
So if Libra Cusp is still here, go ahead.
Okay, Libra. Yeah, see, I have I'll just say, that did not come up per se, but the moon is about, maybe a little bit of things happening under the surface. But I do wonder about that myself, that he's just keeping you in a queue with other women. So keep that in mind and decide how much time you want to expend on this. Your life has value, and don't put it on hold for somebody else's agenda. It may not be worth it.
Thank you for the kind words. Libra Cusp, are you with us?
Hey, Libra.
Because if not, we're going to say goodbye for another day.
It's been a day. Oh, Dr. Victor's back. Why does this not surprise me? Dr. V, we well passed you. So, if Libra Cusp is not here, we will fit you in because you were here earlier. But we're about to wrap it up for today. We went through about 4 names, Dr. V. Nobody answered.
We just figured you all left. Go ahead and write your question, Dr. Victor.
You're welcome, Sonal. Okay.
Let's use that deck you want to use.
Yes, we're going to use the World Spirit Tarot here. Yeah, it got crazy all of a sudden. We just, nobody showed. 4 names, you were one of them, but 4 or 5 names in a row. And it was really weird because there were a lot more people that seemed to be in our room, but nobody responded.
So what it looks like sometimes is maybe we need to have a little timer and only give people so much, and then we can just quickly move on to the next person.
Well,
but we love spending the time with you and answering the questions. Yeah, we love to chat with people.
Want to make sure we can, give you enough time to answer your questions. And maybe we shuffled too long. Here you go, Mr. O. But we don't want you to get the same cards as the person before you unless you were meant to get them. Well, okay, now, did you want August or the rest of the year, Dr. V? That's 2 questions there. Which one do you prefer?
We could do 2 and 2. Or something like that.
No, I think we'll stick with the 1.
All right.
Oh, Ashika, hi, how are you? We're sorry you're a little late today. We're about to close the stream, so we're doing our last reading. But feel free to watch it, and then you can decide if you want to subscribe and come back.
And we are on again on Thursday, so we would appreciate seeing you again. Thank you, Angel. We try.
Oh, thank you so much, Angel.
Okay, Dr. V.
Did we say which one this was? We're going to do the...
August.
August, okay. We're going to do August. Now, the Sage of Swords is the King of Swords, and it's reversed. I'll hold that one up here so you can see it. We have the Strength card upright. And we have the Queen of Wands reversed. Wow, this is a very interesting card here. You've got dynamics of 2 people. One of them could be indicating yourself. This could indicate a woman. Then the Strength card is in the middle. So, I mean, in a sense, if this were about a partnership, let's just say, whether it's business or romance, I think that, the Strength card is in between two kind of negative personality cards here.
So it sounds like it's really a matter of how you apply compassion and other non aggressive energies towards a solution.
Right. So I sense here that there is a trouble in the relationship in communicating, and it might be that somebody is being a little bit more aggressive. They want things done now. They want things done faster than maybe they should be, or they have their own ideas on how things should be done, and they're not leaving a lot of room for, you to give input. And that's what I feel here. And there needs to be more compassion and understanding and a better bonding created between the two sides here.
So yeah, what it looks like is August is kind of a contest of wills between two people or two situations, two forces, with one of them really being more about control and one of them maybe being more about freedom of choice or association.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, JG. We'll see you soon.
Oh, thank you. Yep.
Yeah. And, but I think the Strength card, bodes well for you in August. I feel you're going to really feel that energy and you're going to try your hardest, to get your points across and also to be open and receptive to what you are hearing from the other person.
Right, and it could be too that maybe you are the Strength card and these other two cards are things that are in your orbit. They're situations or people that you may have to resolve their stuff or be the person who intercedes for them.
And you know what? Let's talk about this a little bit. Since this was a general for August, this could also just indicate, some of the things that you yourself will be feeling and going through in August. So I feel like you're going to be struggling with, really being decisive about something. And, it's going to, you're going to have to be careful that the communications you make and how you communicate your intent in August is clear and is firm, but not aggressive, not pushy. You're not going to be able to push your agenda in August. And like I said, if you utilize compassion and, the positive understanding, right, you will get further than pushing an agenda in August.
That sounds about right.
And now let's see what the Lenormand has to say about this. Well, okay, we have the lilies. And we have the rope. And so I'm thinking here again, the whip can be kind of aggressive again. In a way, there's kind of a negative sort of wand energy attached to the rope because wands, when they're in their negative aspect, have kind of an aggressiveness about it, and that's what the rope can be. It's something sudden, it's something kind of aggressive, and the lilies are here, which is innocence and maybe a more youthful thing. So I'm kind of thinking some illusions that you might be having or some feelings about something that you might be having might be shattered in some way. I also think of this card in a way, and it may not be totally true, but to me sometimes the rope is kind of like the tower in the tarot. It's an awakening of sort. It's a wake-up call. And sometimes, depending on the cards it's with, it can be an aggressive, very shocking wake-up call, or it could just be something where, well, here I thought something was this way, but it's really not, and it's this way. So you're going to find that something you held to be true is not necessarily what you thought.
Well, I'm getting a sense here too that maybe some of what this involves is how you have to handle either from a disciplinarian point of view or something like that, a younger person or a person who is under your purview, like maybe there's somebody that you have to organize or guide in a certain way. I don't know if it's a child or if it's an employee that you have something with, but I get the feeling like maybe you have to kind of set them straight. You have to kind of impart something to them or help guide them in some way. That's what I'm starting to perceive when I put this all together. It could be. I don't know. It's my interpretation more than hers.
Yeah. And that's what we see here, Dr. V. And
Bye, Kellyo.
take care, KC. We will see you soon.
Bless you.
Think of a wish for your birthday reading. You have time.
So I hope that helps, Dr. V.
Yeah, that's what we have
It
for
looks
you.
like a
And thanks
curious
for
situation involving other people and your prominence over them, perhaps, what you do
and
with them.
communicating. You know how things get communicated with each other. So guard your emotions and make sure that you just be as diplomatic as possible. That's what we have for you, and that's what we have for everybody today. And we hope to see you again Thursday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll see you the same time, same place next Sunday. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Take care. We'll see ya.